Hi, everybody. I'm Divya Raghavan Malloy. I own and run Sachi's, an Indian vegetarian midweek meals for families. I'm in Matfield Center. I would have loved to be there today, but this is what we get, and we're going to make the best of it. So, I come from Bangalore originally, born and raised, so I do a lot of Southern Indian food. And one of the things that bothered me when I moved to this country was the lack of Southern Indian food. And the fact is that there's so much food in India and there's hardly anything available here. Even, if we start talking about, you know, just a region, the varieties that are available, or even the kinds of chais that people make is immense. I'm just doing my tiny bit to bring some part of that to everybody else, my neighbors around here, and also to more home style cooking, like the way my grandma taught me. I've been a vegetarian all my life. I was raised a vegetarian. We're like generations of us that are vegetarians, and we have over the years figured out what we need and bring proteins in, etc., etc. I do a lot of vegan food now. I know I recently heard that Indian food is not well known for being vegan, which I want to disagree with because most of the food that I ate growing up was vegan and gluten free, except for the chapatis, which are gorgeous. And who doesn't love ghee, right? I love ghee. But other than that and yogurt, we always just have vegan food at home. And that's something that is very normal for me. And so I'm going to talk about a bunch of things today. One, Shakti and I discussed that we need to talk about a few spices that are not very common here or in the Indian food here and what they do to us. One of the things that I do is I bring Ayurvedic principles from what I know, what very little I know, into my food every week. This includes how the weather is, how we feel, how we want to feel, how the food makes you feel, what spices do what to you. And I've been learning more and more, obviously. There's so much out there. I feel like I've just scratched the surface right now. Also, so we're going to talk about a few spices, some things that I have that I use all the time. Everybody knows this one. This is turmeric. That's how we say it, or known as turmeric. Turmeric is a root. It looks a lot like ginger, but it's like almost red when it's fresh. It's dried out and powdered. This is used pretty much in everything in our food. This is anti-inflammatory. It has antiseptic properties. My husband even makes fun like if I get a cut, I put turmeric on first to and hold it down to until my bleeding stops because it is antiseptic, and then I wrap it with a band-aid. This goes in all our food. If people who have arthritis, chronic pain, etc., etc., by increasing this, basically try to reduce their inflammation, helps with pain, things like that. Then this is fenugreek. Fenugreek is one of my favorite herbs. We use everything from the leaves to the seeds to everything. These are seeds that I have in my hand right now, and this is slightly bitter. It has awesome taste, and the thing that ferments a dosa batter or an idli batter is actually the fenugreek. So fenugreek is known to bring down your core body temperature. When we were little and it used to be really hot out, they would make a paste of fenugreek and put it on our heads and we would soak in it to bring our core body temperature down. It's also known for increasing lactation in mothers or lactating mothers. So you can have it as tea, you can have it as, you just throw it in your food, you powder it, you roast it, powder it, and throw it in your food, or just like that. It is bitter and it has a very strong flavor, so a lot of people don't like it. But you don't want to go overboard on eating it either. You want to, have maybe 2-3 cups of tea with about half a teaspoon of methi seeds in every cup. So that should, be great. mustard seeds. We use black mustard seeds, and we use the tiny little black mustard seeds. I've always wondered how come the mustard seeds here are yellow, but that's what it is, and it's fantastic. So the yellow mustard is more pungent than the black mustard. The black mustard is not as pungent. This goes in literally every dish. This in turmeric goes in every Southern Indian dish, right? You throw some oil, they splutter when they get hot, and then you throw in everything else that goes in that dish. Mustard is supposed to increase your body temperature. It does the exact opposite of what methi does. It brings up your core body temperature. Eating turmeric, a lot of turmeric also brings up your body temperature. In fact, people say too much turmeric can give you pimples if you're prone to pimples, but not having enough of it in your diet makes you more prone to inflammation. This, I don't even know where to start. It smells divine. This is called ajwain, or omam in Tamil, and ajwain in Hindi. These seeds are carom seeds. This is the best thing you can do to yourself if you're suffering with any digestion related problems. If you've eaten too much, you throw a bunch of either ajwain seeds or fennel seeds. These two are very, very helpful for digestion. Fennel is also used as what they call mukhwas in Hindi, which is mint, breath mint. We use fennel seeds. We chew on fennel seeds. The juices actually help you digest your food. So do carom seeds. So carom seeds also reduce gas. So you put it in your food. If you have gassy food, say for example you're eating a lot of chickpeas, there will be ajwain or carom in that dish to reduce the amount of gas that it produces. We use ginger a lot. Growing up, I grew up with no onion and no garlic diet, so I used a lot more ginger. Of course, I like onion and garlic, who wouldn't, right? So what we're going to do today is, if you have any questions, you can always ask me at the end of the video. What we're going to do today is make the famous chai. There's a joke that you can climb the Mount Everest and there will be a guy standing up there and selling chai. You can find chai everywhere in India. So many varieties of chai. People are very attached to their chai. So there are milky chai, there's watery chai, there is sweet chai, there are, plain chai, there are masala chai, there's just ginger chai, there are all kinds of chais in India. And we grow, in fact, in the south, we are more coffee drinkers than tea drinkers. My dad drinks tea, he won't drink coffee. But in the north, it's mostly tea. But even in the south, if you go to Kerala, which is the southernmost state in the country, they will drink tea, right? And they grow tea, and the tea is gorgeous. The most famous tea that comes from India is Darjeeling tea or Assam tea, which are all black teas, and they're beautiful. They do such a good job bringing it together. One main difference in how we make tea versus how the British or how we make tea over here is we don't steep the tea. In India, we boil the tea. I'm not sure where that comes from, but boiling tea makes the tea bitter. And to compensate for that bitter, we always have it with milk. Right? Milk, it's not just the bitter. Tea is also known to increase your pitta. Pitta is acidity in your stomach, right? It gives you issues with bile, etc. To decrease that, to compensate for that, we add milk, right? So what we are going to do today is make a very, very simple but quintessential masala chai with tea, ginger, cinnamon, cinnamon, milk, and sugar. That's it. All right, let's go.